Make sure you can hear me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, proudly presents to you 15 Minutes of Fandom. That's right. That's where we actually take the spotlight and put it on one wrestling fan that we feel stands out from the rest. With that being said, I am your host, That Ocean Crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always positive. Life is great, repping 592, living in the 718. No cap, straight facts, the worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. And our special guest tonight is a man who actually shows his fandom day in and day out for professional wrestling. He's actually not only based in New York, which is one of the great meccas for professional wrestling, but he's also a member of, quite frankly, one of the biggest groups when it comes to wrestling fandom, Wrestling Over Everything. Everybody, welcome to the
Oh,
show.
wrestling is
Beg your pardon?
as wrestling is everything, not over everything.
Oh, my bad.
Re-
Correction. Wrestling is everything. Everybody, welcome to the show. Alex Best, aka on the streets, A Diddy. What's going on, man?
Right, hey, did he take that? You can't have that because I'm not giving it back. What's up?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Thank you for actually taking time out of your busy schedule to do this. We really and truly appreciate it. Y'all been on our you're one of the people that have actually been on our radar for a while. And like I said, it's like, we're like I'm pretty much like Professor X. Like whenever I got so many people that we want to have on the show, but so little time. And
Mhm.
normally I normally have like two or three, or like one or two other co-hosts on here. Myself, my other co-host Rob Bass, and my other co-host Kathy Knight. They couldn't be here tonight, but hopefully when we have you back on one of our prediction shows, you'll get to
Okay.
meet them. They're really cool as well. But yeah, man, how's everything in your neck of the woods, man?
Well, everything's okay. Besides the whole Jason David Frank passing, that hit me hard. I know it hit a lot of people hard. So like pretty much our childhood, right?
Yeah, if you ask me, November has been that month, man. Like first they start of November, you had Takeoff, passing away, and then we had Kevin Conroy, who was the voice of Batman for many years, and now the original Green Ranger, Jason David Frank, aka Tommy Oliver, just passed away, and it's just crazy, man. Like, and
Hmm.
he's like the second of the original six to pass away too. So it's wild, man. It's wild.
Especially like for him like to go out that way, like wow, like whoever thought like he would commit suicide, like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So uh, at first I didn't believe him, like nah, he didn't do that because like I met the guy, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't that type of dude, like he was a positive energy dude, happy going, motivational speak. Like he killed himself, like wow.
yeah. That's wild, man. You never know what somebody's going through, and you never know
Yeah,
what's behind that. That's why we always encourage people like here at Ringside Site, like reach out and talk to somebody. Heck, you could talk to one of us if you want to. I mean, we're never too busy to hear people out and so on. And you know, to those of y'all that actually, I would say this, I, just talk somebody. Talk somebody. Don't keep it into yourself. If you got something that bothers you,
I you know what I mean? That helps a lot, you know what I mean? Like I sometimes I call my boy, the wrestling god. Everybody know who the wrestling, God is. Sometimes I reach out to him, make sure he okay. You know what I mean? Because he go through his little moments, so I go check up on him.
yeah, yeah, definitely, man. And y'all, to those y'all listening and watching, y'all be surprised how far that goes. Like the fact that you actually reach out to somebody and you say, "Yo, just checking in. I haven't heard from you in a while. What's up?" That would mean a lot.
Yeah.
That would mean a lot. The most somebody's gonna say is, "I'm fine. Is everything okay?" Because they might be taken aback. But for the most part, people appreciate that. The fact that you actually just out of the blue just hit them up, and say, "Hey, are you fine?" Don't ever be afraid to reach out either. You never know what that could do to somebody. That's and I'm gonna piggyback off of that a little bit. That's why you see we do this segment here at Ringside Side just to show the fans that, hey, there are some other fans, that is, the three of us, well, the four of us, because there's a fourth member that actually appreciate that you have a lot of enthusiasm, for professional wrestling as much as we do. So, you
Love it.
know, but with that being said, man, I just gotta ask you, man, like, I've been seeing y'all around. Y'all are like, oh, y'all always like hit up the wrestling universe. One of these days I gotta try to make it over there. I've met Jack Valiant before.
Uh,
And
Jack.
yeah, and I met the girl who works for him. I forgot what her name is. Um,
You talking about Erica?
I don't know. I know she's Hispanic, and she is.
You talking about Erica? Her name is Erica. Yes. Shout out to Erica.
Yeah, I think she's a huge NWO fan or something like that. I think I met her before, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know how to do you can interview Erica." So I was like, "Yeah, we'll get to her. We'll get to her eventually." So tell me, man, how did you become a fan of professional wrestling? What was the event or the pay-per-view that got you hooked?
Man, so many. Well, I have fell off wrestling, but my sister ex boyfriend at the time, he got me back into it like around the Attitude Era,
Okay.
and first person I saw was like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm like, oh, like who this guy is, you know what I mean? Because I'm used to the whole Hogan's, the Macho Man's, and the Ricky Jack, those type of people. So I see Stone Cold, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm already hooked already. And after Stone Cold, then you got the Rocks, and after the Rock, it was like, it was Triple H, man, like my all time favorite is Triple H because like he got me hooked. I'm a hill guy. I love hills. You know what I mean? I love the bad guys. So like I ran from there, like from Triple H forward to now, nowadays Austin Theory. Everybody knows I'm a big Austin Theory. That's
Uh,
my current favorite.
so
That's
I
my
take it,
boy.
I take it like the recent direction that they've gone with him attacking Seth Rollins and attacking Dolph Ziggler. Okay, all right.
Line it out, man. Next champ, two-time champ, Austin Theory, all
But
day.
yes, I take it you like the direction he's been going, with him attacking like Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins and then of course the man actually showing guts, like waiting for Bobby Lashley to get into the ring and actually going toe to toe for a little bit, and then of course he had to leave that situation alone because unless you're the same size, you don't go toe to toe with a Bobby Lashley. But so I take it you
Yeah.
actually enjoyed that. I enjoyed it
Uh,
too. I'm not an Austin Theory fan either, but I mean I'm not an Austin Theory fan, but I enjoyed it.
why you not an Austin Theory fan?
Honestly, I don't really have any favorite. My last favorite was John Cena,
Oh
and that
God.
and the reason, no, here's the reason with John Cena. The reason why I like John Cena. John Cena, he just did what he did. He did his thing, and as much as the fans booed him and said, "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks," he still kept on keeping on, and he still sold merch. That was the crazy thing about it, and he rose above the hate to become who he became.
You can't.
As
Yeah.
opposed to The Rock, when The Rock was like, Rocky sucks. Oh, you want to say I suck? Okay. And then he became a heel. Cena never
Yeah.
became a heel from the time he started becoming, the doctor of thugonomics. If you really look at it, he was a heel. No,
Yeah. He
actually,
was a
no.
heel. Yeah, he was a heel, Doctor Dogma. He was a
Yeah, he
heel.
started off as a heel. He got
Mm-hmm.
popular. And then he never looked back at being a heel since. He just became, to
He's
change.
megastar.
Yeah.
I don't think Vince would have allowed that. Like he was selling merch like crazy. You know what I mean? He's like top of the world. So same thing with Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio never turned heel ever.
Yeah.
Can you
Actually,
hear
no.
me?
Rey Mysterio was a heel briefly in
Oh
I
yeah,
believe
with the
the
mask.
Filthy
Yeah,
Animal.
yeah. That's all. Yeah. But people don't really count that. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, he was brief.
But
So yeah, man.
direction
So
Austin. Yeah, at first I didn't like it the whole direction, but Triple H so Triple H took over now. So, but now I love the whole Vince McMahon thing. Under Vince wing and stuff like that. But once Vince left, everybody's like, "Oh, Triple H is burying him. Triple H is burying him." So you got to give like my boy Henry would say, "Give Triple H some time. Give Triple H some time, man. He's trying to fix everything what Vince McMahon's trying to do. So give him some time." Shout
yeah,
out to Henny.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Shout out to shout.
gotta be, gotta work with Triple H right now, man. He's trying to fix what Vince McMahon did.
Yeah, I would say Triple H. I wouldn't say it was so much fixing. He's just trying to like redirect it. Because some of the stuff
Mm-hmm.
that Vince did wasn't it wasn't bad. A lot of things he did wasn't that. I mean, granted, in his later years, a lot of stuff didn't make sense, but some of the things he got right. The whole
Yeah.
thing with Roman Reigns becoming, holding the
Oh,
title,
that's
forming the
right.
bloodline.
Yeah. Look at him now. This is what
Yeah,
Vince wanted. Vince wanted. But the thing with Vince, he was pushing him and pushing him and pushing him to the fans. So give him some time. Especially putting him with Paul Heyman, man. That was big.
honestly, if you ask me, this should have been done like from since Roman started. Because if you ask me, and I don't know, you might not agree with me. Roman never needed the Shield. He never needed the Shield. Seth Rollins didn't need the Shield. Dean Ambrose didn't need the Shield. And we had Seth Rollins tag team partner Marek Brave before that was his tag team partner before he, got signed to Ring of Honor and then WWE. And when I saw the video clips of them wrestling, which they're like the same person,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, if both these guys had gotten signed to WWE, they wouldn't need the Shield, or the Shield would have been the two of them and some third person. Dean Ambrose was already having a lot of hype,
A
getting
lot of hype.
into yeah,
His promos.
yeah. So he didn't need the Shield either. So I mean,
But you know what it is? I think they want to make an impact. That's why they did that. The whole
yeah,
Shield thing. So
I think they would have been good though. I think they would have been good without the Shield. But the Shield was one of the they definitely moved the needle. I was, as Roman
yeah,
likes to say, one of the groups one of the people that moved the needle for WWE back
yeah,
in the day. Um,
definitely. Bro.
so you're cheering your favorites, you're booing the bad guy, or you're booing the ones you don't like, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what was like? I know you've been to WWE shows, obviously. I've seen you around. But what was your first one like? What was like your first show you attended, and what was that like for you?
Oh, my first show was what's that? The Royal Rumble, 2008. When when John Cena returned, right? I believe so. That I was good until John Cena came because they how they said John Cena had that injury. He didn't supposed to be back at that time. Next you hear his theme music. He comes out. I'm losing like at first I could what's this? What's going on? So I'm like, oh boy. Then he comes out. I'm like, oh my god. And mind you, I told you I'm a Triple H fan. So I'm a Triple H like in the ring. So he threw
Oh,
out Triple H. Yeah, so I'm not really a Cena fan because of that, because he threw out Triple H, my favorite wrestler. So I'm thinking Triple H is going to win the match. John Cena comes back and wins the match. I'm like, oh my god, like he spoiled my first ever event, live event. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it wasn't cool for me. But it was good, but it wasn't cool.
Yeah, I remember that that Royal Rumble. I remember when I think that was actually here in Madison Square Garden. I remembered
Mm-hmm.
I remember the promo where they were fighting on the train and Shawn Michaels super kicks, I think, the guy that's announcing, and he does his little smile like, yeah, and then that was actually Cody Rhodes' first Royal Rumble too. He did really well. So I definitely remember that one very well.
Yeah,
Um
man. You first,
yeah,
Fred. What was your first?
so I was a late bloomer, so I didn't go to my first wrestling. I didn't go to my first wrestling event until like what I was watching since 1990. I didn't go to my
Yeah.
my first WWE event until 2012, WrestleMania 38.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that was my first one, and man, I was blown away
Mm-hmm.
by how like the atmosphere was, you know, and that whole that's when I was living in Florida at the time, and it came to my
Yeah.
and that whole week was like it was like a drug, like somebody
Yes.
like I'm not
Yes.
encouraging drug use for people. I don't do drugs, but it was
I
like
understand.
somebody took a pill, and I went on a crazy ride,
Mm-hmm.
and then it started with Tuesday. Hey, Henny, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in.
And
Um,
then
but yeah, so it started with I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday with meeting Ted DiBiase Jr. and Rosa Mendez at a Walmart, and then
wow,
later on,
Walmart.
yeah, later on that night I went to there was a release party for Lillian Garcia's album, and I met several wrestlers there. I met Justin Gabriel. Hold on, um, had to sneeze there.
That's all right.
Yeah, I met.
Bless you.
I
God bless you.
Yeah, thanks. I had Justin. I met Justin Gabriel there. I met EC3 when he was known
Chicken.
as I forgot what he was known as back then, but I with EC3, and I met Vicky Guerrero, and also met my one of my personal not idols, but one of my favorites, Ezekiel Jackson, and the reason why is because he's from Guyana, which is where I'm from, and so
Okay.
I never thought I'd ever see a Guyanese wrestler
Mm-hmm.
in all my life,
Mm-hmm.
let alone signed with WB, and I got to meet him. And this is why I always say, you always got to check out everything because several years before Ezekiel Jackson, Kenny King was wrestling, and Kenny King's Guyanese, half Guyanese. So I'm like, wow, well, I know this man all these years,
Mm-hmm.
didn't even know he was half Guyanese. But yeah, but I met Ezekiel Jackson, I met Vicky Guerrero, and man, she was a sweetheart. Like I was like, huh? I was like, but
Yeah.
you're she was a total from how she was on TV. And ever since then I couldn't really like boo her like that or anything. So yeah, she was cool. And that was that party. And actually that's where I found my inspiration to do this because that's where I saw my mentor, George Alonso, interviewing somebody. I was like, you know what? I want to do that. I want to do what he's doing. He was interviewing Maxine from NXT. I was like, I want to
Okay.
do that. I'll not be a wrestler. I don't think I'll ever be a referee or anything, but I want to do
Yeah.
what he. And
So,
then after that, there was the Ring of Honor show that year, that same week. Got to see several new talents, and then I went to the Hall of Fame, which was awesome. And then the next day was WrestleMania, and the next Monday I was like, whoa,
all
like
right.
what just happened? Like that was like I feel like I was partying like a rock star that whole week, man. And yeah, it was fun, man. It was fun times, and I recommend it to anybody. But yeah, that was my first experience.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to WrestleMania 40. They come here to Philly for 40.
Yeah, no, WrestleMania 40 is next in LA.
No, not for what's it?
41,
40, 41?
41 is going to
Sorry.
be a because it's right next door, pretty much.
I know they come.
So,
So,
what were some great moments you experienced as a wrestling fan? Like, what were like
oh man, I got so many, man. I mean, like off the top of my head, like Booker T meeting Booker T. Man, Booker T is like he's so like down to earth. Like he'll talk to you for, like for hours. Like if nobody never came and like stopped the conversation, he just will talk to you and talk to you and talk to you and talk to you. My experience with Austin, my experience with Austin Theory, how me and him connected. It was crazy. Like because my coworker at the time, I used to work at the post office. He was talking about Austin Theory, like this guy. You need to come meet this guy named Austin Theory. This young cat at Evolve. he wrestled at Evolve, independent circuit. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, check it out. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. So I finally go. Oh, see, he's Henny correcting us. Thanks, Henny. Um, I finally go to the show to go check it out, and he comes through the curtain. I say, oh, so that's Austin Theory, right? He said, yeah, yeah. So my guy was like, yeah, that's Austin Theory. That's Austin Theory. I was like, okay, yo, let's go over there. You don't talk to him, whatever, right? Go over there, yo, instantly, man. Yo, we had a connection. 1, 2, 3. That was it.
That's cool, man. That's cool that you got them and got that connection. Yeah. So, which one do you rather? Do you rather the WWE shows like the W? I'll put WWE and AEW in the same thing because they're pretty much the two big time ones. Would you rather those
Oh,
shows, or would you rather like an indie show?
oh, man. Damn, it's two different. It's a difference. Like indie, just the crowd is different. Like I say, but indie shows, the crowds are definitely different. Like WWE shows, like it's like it's live, it's on television, stuff like that. But indie shows is different, man. They wild out there, man. And it's more love. And so it's a smaller crowd, you know. Shout out to the Dirty Hills. The Dirty Hills, man. Yo, they go when they go to when they go to indie shows, Henny know what I'm talking about. Yo, they laugh, man. I love their energy. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, what happened? I can't hear you.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
I don't. Wait, you're talking about Kofi Wheatston and the Good Brother?
Yes,
I met those
yes.
guys before.
Hills. The Dirty Hills, man. There's some good brothers, man. I love their energy, man. Like, yo, if you ever come out
Yeah,
here, you gotta witness the energy at these damn indie shows. They
yeah, I
turn
met.
up.
Yeah, I met them, man. They cool people. My fellow podcasters, I met them too.
Yeah.
Somehow they remember me, but yeah, I met them too. There's a lot of cool people in wrestling media, man. Like you got them.
Exactly. Like yo, like my man Chris was saying, man, wrestling is a brotherhood, like for real, and sisterhood. Like yo, wrestling fans are just different, like from other fans. Like I just feel like yo, I just feel like we all a family. You know what I mean? Like we don't, even though we don't know each other, like but yo, we still a family. You know?
Like you got Jobber Tears. Like I
Yeah.
admire them so much because they give back so much to it's one thing to have and like we said this before, we actually tweeted this one time. It's one thing to have a platform, but when you're on that platform and you give back to the community, I mean, Jobber Tears um every
Yeah, battle.
every WB or AEW event, they have a watch party for that pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they do giveaways as well too. Those wrestling girls, they have panels. I mean, they
Those
just celebrate.
wrestling.
Yeah,
Shout out too.
yeah,
I know they probably mad at me. I didn't go to the last event, man. I had to work. I'm sorry. Next one though. Next one. I'll be there. Next one.
yeah. Krista B and Queen PR. Yeah, we actually had them on the show too, not together, but we had them
Yeah.
on cool as well too. I mean, it's there's a
Oh
lot of
man.
cool.
You have everybody. You big time, kid. You big time. All
Me,
right. You
I'm
man.
not, hey, I'm not big time. I might be big in size, but I'm not big time, man. I ain't no.
Man,
Hey, I'm just a
I appreciate.
regular brother that just enjoys doing this, and I just want to put the spotlight on people. Trust me, I'm no big time dude, man. Trust me, I'm not. My boy
Man,
Henry,
5 years interview wrestlers, man.
huh?
Guarantee you. What I'm about to say. In 5 years, you're gonna be interviewing wrestlers, man.
I've already been doing it.
Huh? Oh yeah? No, I'm talking about like WWE type level.
Yeah, honestly, if it happens, it happens. But I mean, our thing is, man, is like we don't care if you're in WB or not, or if you ever make it WB or not. The fact that you go into that ring and you put on a show for us, that's enough for us to say, hey, we want to talk to you. We don't care about popularity and stuff, and like no, we just want to give people a platform to tell their story, especially those that haven't had a chance to tell their story before. You know, because along one of our goals, it may sound foolish, but is to encourage people to keep on keeping on. Just know that yes, somebody's watching, somebody's interested. So you can't stop now. You got to keep going on because you got people that are interested in watching. You
Take
know,
that.
and another thing is, I tell people, I personally tell people, don't give up because you know why? You're somebody's inspiration. Somebody's probably watching you right now. Somebody's probably watching Henny Wrestling. Somebody's probably watching you and, like Chris Bills. Y'all do y'all thing. And, they're like, yo, I want to do it like Chris Bills and A. Diddy, man. Them boys in New York, yo, they killing it. They going to the wrestling shows. They got that energy. I want to do it like them in wrestling in wrestling media. Same way I found George Alonso. And he didn't even know he was inspiring me. So that's what we're trying to do. That's how we do this.
And like I
So
told you before, I appreciate you, boy, for inviting me on this. Thank you, man.
no problem, man. Um, wrestling is everything, man. Y'all been killing it. Y'all like one of the most popular groups. Y'all like the Wu-Tang Clan. Y'all everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Wu-Tang is for the kids, and y'all say wrestling is everything, man. So tell us more of how did that start off, man? Like real talk. And by the way,
Oh,
thank you for not jumping me at that Lord of the Rings the last wrestling convention I went to. Cause I saw like 10 of y'all mofos, and I was like, yo, should I say
wait,
hi? Or
what?
should I say no? Because I'm not trying to get no Timberlands in my back and stuff. You know what I'm saying? No black Air Forces and whatnot.
What show was that? I don't remember what show.
It was the
I
one,
go to shows,
not the
man.
one. Actually, I met y'all at the one in March, and then there was the one in November, last November. Not this one that passed, last November, and then there was the one in March.
Yeah, yeah, I tell you, I go to a lot of shows, brother. I go
Yeah,
to a lot.
it was a convention, so yeah, it was yeah, but yeah, how did y'all get started with that, man?
Man, it's like a group of us, man, a bunch of wrestling fans, the love of wrestling came together. And it's like, let's come together. Let's do this thing, man. Pretty much it. It's the love for wrestling, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And y'all been doing good, man. Y'all actually like got the T-shirts. You're giving them to the various wrestlers. And all that. I saw JC Storm rocking y'all. One of y'all's
Yeah.
one time. I'm like, all right, y'all. I'm happy for y'all, man. Y'all doing y'all got your banner up pretty much. You got the banners. I actually had the honor of holding I think it was Wrestling as a Brother, the red one that Chris Bills has. That Wrestling God has.
Wrestling's a brotherhood, man. Wrestling is everything. Also, wrestling's a brotherhood. Shout out to Chris, man. Shout out to Chris, the wrestling god. Not Chris Bills. He was like, yo, don't call me Chris Bills. Don't call me. I'm the
I
wrestling
didn't know where to
god.
go. I remember that the
Huh?
wrestling.
Yeah, the wrestling
Um,
god. Yeah.
yeah, I can't even say TWG because then Queen PR or Krista B, they probably gonna get on me. They're gonna be like, nah, we the only TWG, man. Just call him by his full name, man. We ain't doing that, you know. But
Yeah, thing, man. Like you said, wrestling is a brotherhood. Wrestling is everything, man. Wrestling for everyone, man.
yeah.
Just
So
keep.
where do y'all see yourselves going? Like eventually, like do y'all see yourselves going across New Jersey, Philadelphia? Just getting the brand more known. Um,
Yes.
do y'all see yourselves making some wrestling related
Appearances,
merch?
yeah. Because right now, like my goal right now is just to help. My thing is I like to help. You know what I mean, I love people. So right now, I'm trying to help my brother, the wrestling god, Chris, build his brand. Because wrestling brotherhood is his brand. So I'm trying to help him build his brand. The wrestling's everything is already established already. So
That's awesome. That's awesome that they helping them build his brand and whatnot, man. That's
wait, shout
cool.
out to Gens Club too, man. You got to get Gens on here. Gens Club, yo, Gens, what up?
Who's that?
Because it's actually three of us. Yeah, Gens Club. Gens, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Hey, I'm all for it, man. If there's somebody, just shoot us like the link for their profile, and we'll definitely hit them up, man. Because like I said, we got a lot of people. Like Henny was on our radar for a bit, and then we were like, yeah, let's
Mhm.
hit him up. You know what I'm saying? He's working hard on his. The man has some hilarious like content, and when I'm like, yeah, we got to get this guy on, man. Just
Yo,
show some love.
Hey, Henny, hey, yo. Man,
Yeah,
Henny.
Yeah, show some love and tell and let him know that we appreciate what he's doing. The one funny one he has is when he's like he sees something that he likes, like, oh wait, oh, what the, and then he bangs his credit card on the table.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What is this? What? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Hey, Henny, you a funny dude, man. Trust me, you're a funny dude, man. Don't stop being funny, my guy. Like, keep it up, yo. Trust me. But yeah, man. So tell us, man. Like, um, what events, are you looking forward to going to in the next like couple of months?
Oh well, let me see. I got next month. I got Icons Wrestling. That's gonna be in Philly on December 17th. Then December 8th, I think they having a toy drive in Long Island. Matt Cardona and
Okay,
Kurt Hart. Yeah, they having a toy drive for kids. So for the kids, I love the kids. And I believe that's it for me until next year. So next
awesome.
year. Hmm.
So y'all heard y'all got two events. Those y'all in New York, New Jersey, heck, even Philadelphia, the tri-state area. Y'all got
Oh
some.
wait. One more event because it's the same day it's the same day as Icons. HOG House of Glory, December 17th. They just announced they're gonna have Nick Aldis. I say, oh man, I gotta get him. So I'm gonna pull up here.
Man, I wish I could go to them House of Glory shows, man, but I gotta work them days. So if I trust me, if I could, I would. I would definitely. I've been to a few before, enjoyed
Hmm.
them. Hopefully in the near future I can get to attend one. But yeah, I've seen what they've been doing, and it's pretty cool. I actually had one. We actually had one of the guys from there on our show before, Joey Sweets.
Okay.
Yeah, he was actually on our show as well too. Really cool guy. Um, Definitely over the crowd, and yeah, those shows are very awesome. The one thing I like about House of Glory, they don't have no seats, man. Like if you don't
Yeah.
pay like, for the front row seats, nah, you
Hmm.
still have to watch that whole show. That's the only problem with that.
But besides that, the energies like I tell you, indie crowds are just different from like WWE crowds or AEW crowds. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, I like the indie shows because the indie shows you can be like, you can eat. So, like I said, I don't just go there as a fan. I go there as also like as as a representative of Ringside Society. I go
Hmm.
there as a podcaster, and I'm representing a brand. So when I go there, I try not to act too much like a fan because
Hey,
I'm on a lot
hey,
of these people. Like,
we all fans, but by the end of the day, but we still all fans, brother.
yeah, but there's some wrestlers like, nah, you're too much of a fan. You're too much of a mark. So I mean, I'm not ashamed of my fandom, but I try to like let them know, yeah, I'm a fan, but also I'm also interested in having you on my show so you could tell your story and so on. So that's why I like indie shows more. Plus, I've met several cool fans there too. So I'm like at these shows. So I'm like, yo, you're cool. Let me have your, um, you're cool too. Let's get you on the show ASAP. You know what I'm saying? And hear what your story's about and so on. So yeah, indie shows they're pretty awesome. Plus, you never know who's gonna become big time. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, exactly. Like I said, look, Austin Theory, he was doing indies, and look at him now.
Yeah.
Always
Um.
get them when they, in the indies before they come up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I've seen. So you're not gonna believe this. I saw Anthony Bowens before he started wrestling.
Me too. Same thing with Carmelo Hayes. Like Carmelo Hayes, I know he lost tonight. But I saw him, and he was known as Christian Casanova at the time. I
Yeah.
passed on him.
I
Like, oh man.
when I met Anthony Bowens, he trained with PWS. I don't know if you remember that promotion, Pro Wrestling
Hmm.
Syndicate. They
Okay, I
did
heard
they mostly did shows in Rahway, New Jersey,
of
and
him.
I met him. I remember I saw this big, like strong looking dude. I'm like, hey, you a wrestler? He's like, nah, not yet. I'm starting next month. This was like January of 2013. So I'm like, all
Hmm.
right, you definitely gonna do good. And then I saw the guy made his debut, and I was like, yo, this guy is huge. He got the look. And now he's on AEW, one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions, part of the
Okay,
Acclaim.
McLean. Got a big
Yeah.
movement. Scissor me,
Besides,
daddy.
so besides Austin Theory, who else has actually like do you look at now that's in AEW or WWE or even Impact, and you're like, wow, they've came
Made them
so
with
far. And the reason why you think that is because you actually know them from the indies. Like, is
Carmelo,
there a wrestler actually?
Carmelo Hayes.
Okay.
Carmelo Hayes. He's one of them. Jordan Grace. I know, like Jordan Grace used to go to Jack shows. Jack from the Wrestling Universe store. She used to come out there for ICW shows. Who else? Damn, I'm sorry, so many people. Uh, Damn, there's so many people I can't remember off my head. Uh,
Yeah.
I can't remember right now.
Trust me, it happens. It
And
happens.
all I gotta say, I'm proud of them though. They came a long ways.
Oh yeah.
When
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now
they,
their hard work paid off, and they got they're contracted, and they're getting that exposure, and they get to travel the world too as well for the most part. You know, yeah.
like
I was
Anthony Bones. I didn't meet him, but I saw him at an indie show too. A
okay.
Battle Club Pro. Yeah, he was there. He was the champion there for a while.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Oh, Shashi Blackheart. Shashi Blackheart. She's a wrestler in Evolve. Um, Chase. What's this guy named Chase University guy that wrestled tonight? Him.
Oh,
He was part. He was
I know
part
what
of
you.
Evolve.
He was part of you probably saw him before. You remember the Bravados? I know you know the Bravados.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Yeah.
I know you
Yeah.
can't be on the East Coast and not know about the Bravados.
Yes. 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 Him. Uh. Damn. So many. I tell you. I mean, he's not there no more. They had Anthony Green
Okay.
is there. It's a couple. It's a couple.
A guy who I'm also proud of is
Oh, Gigi Dolan. Her name Priscilla Kelly. Priscilla
oh
Kelly. Her name is Gigi Dolan now. Yeah, her. She's another one. I'm proud of her. Big fan of her.
yeah. Um yeah, another guy who I'm proud of. He's not signed. Well, he was signed to Impact, but another guy who I'm actually proud of and happy for is KM. He's known as Kevin Matthews on the Indies. And
Mm-hmm.
he actually just wrestled on Dark tonight, and he was wrestling against.
No,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I said I gotta check him out. I never heard of him.
Yeah, he wrestled on Dark tonight against Wheeler Yuta. He's been wrestling for like I think 23 years now,
Mm-hmm.
and he was trained by Johnny Rods, and then he was signed to WB on a developmental contract, and then he got released, and then he got signed to Impact Wrestling. I think 6 or 7 years ago as KM. You could if you type in KM Impact Wrestling, you'll probably find a couple of matches of him on there. But he actually at one time teamed with Falaba on Impact. So, yeah, so
Yeah.
he's another guy I'm actually happy for. Yeah. So yeah, man. So I just gotta say, man, wrestling is everything, man. I just gotta say, um,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for everything that y'all keep on doing. Thank you for bringing the energy, and even when because some people like to have their sly remarks about, oh, you're a wrestling fan, oh, that's fake.
I I don't care. I'm a wrestling fan. And what's up? I'm a wrestling fan. I love it. I love it. I don't care. I collect
But
figures,
yeah, and
belts.
hey, I'm not ashamed of that either. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not ashamed of it either because a lot of those movies that they watch, they're fake too. There's no such thing
Exactly.
as a guy named Spider-Man who actually crawls on walls. Whatnot. There's no actual Captain America that runs around with a giant frisbee and throws it at people, or a giant shield that throws it at people. So yeah, I just gotta say, you and wrestling God, y'all keep on, and Henny too, y'all keep on doing what y'all doing. Y'all doing great. Um,
Thank you.
Wrestling God, if you're listening, we're gonna try to get you on here sometime this week, hopefully. If not, we're gonna definitely get you on before the end of the year, before the year is out. But
Yeah, yo, yo.
He actually did that. So he, man, he actually went to those wrestling girls events,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, he tried to go. I guess he tried to go in there and just be low key, but he didn't know that I recognized him. So I'm like,
Uh-huh.
do my little video, interviewing, doing the like mini interviews and whatnot. And I'm
Yeah,
like, yo,
yeah.
hold up, we got a guy right here that's a legend in here. And then I was like, hey, yo, I think I called him by his name, Wrestling God. Introduce yourself, and he did the whole intro and whatnot. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, like y'all just keep
Yeah,
bringing that,
but
man.
we trying to put on. Let's go, let's do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go live, let's go live. Like, no, no, hey, did he know? Hey, did he talk to Tom? I was like, yo, do it now, do it now. Uh, I'll just be pushing this guy in crime.
So I just gotta say, once again, A Diddy, thank you very much for, taking time out of your busy schedule to, come on here and shoot the breeze about, you know, pro wrestling and your fandom for it and whatnot. I really truly appreciate it. Before we shut this show down, where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling, and also when they want to purchase, wrestling is everything merchandise as
You
well.
can find me on Instagram. It's A Diddy underscore take that. You can't have that. A Diddy underscore take that. Facebook is on Alex Best. Um, you can purchase the merch on my page on the Instagram page. There's a link to it. Get your hoodies, get your shirts, sweaters, whatever, hats. Just holla at me. And I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
thank you. Like
no
I
problem.
said, I was like down for the past 2 days with the whole Tommy Green Ranger thing, man. So for you to contact me and tell me to go on the show and took my mom for things, man, I really appreciate that, brother. Because I was like crying for like a couple of days. Because like that was my childhood hero right there, brother.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to him, man. Like it kind of shocked me too, man. Like this whole month has been, ugh. I
Yeah,
was
so
November got to
at
hurry
the
and go.
beginning of the year, like the year not even over yet, man. Like, oh god damn, like really? It's
Yeah,
always the end of the beginning. Always.
yeah, it's
Stay safe
something.
out. Need to continue what you're doing, brother. Be safe. Take care of yourself, man. Travel safe, everything, brother, because it's a crazy world out there, brother.
Yeah, definitely. So y'all make sure y'all follow this man. He's doing great things. He's showing a lot of energy. He's bringing a lot of positive energy. As a wrestling fan, if you're a fellow wrestling fan, make sure and you're in New York, make sure you cop, some, wrestling is everything merchandise. Cop that WIE merchandise. You know what I'm saying? Cause it looks good right now. I got a cop one. I don't know if y'all got it in blue, but I'll definitely cop one too as well. Definitely make sure you support them with great things as well. So that way whenever they hit the big time and they go nationwide or heck even worldwide, you'd be like somebody's like, I got the new WIE shirt. Yeah, well, I got the one from when they first started in New York. Boom.
Back,
You know what I'm saying?
back.
So definitely support them. And with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy. My stomach is well, no, I had dinner already, but my eyelids are rumbling. My eyelids are heavy. I normally say my eyelids are heavy and my stomach is drumming, but yeah, I kind of, jumped the gun with the dinner and whatnot. But my eyelids are getting heavy. That means it's time for possibly a nap. Maybe not yet, but before I indulge in that activity, if y'all want to find me on social media, you can find me on Twitter at the Remy Blue and also on Instagram at the Remy Blue as well, and on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue. I'm actually available there as well. Our podcast, Ringside Society, actually is also on social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. We're also on Spotify. And we also have a Teespring store where we sell official Ringside Society merch. We have T-shirts, we have tank tops, we have hoodies and long sleeve shirts for the cold winter, and we even have coffee mugs for your favorite warm beverage. So make sure y'all check us out, cop some merch. All proceeds from those sales go back into keeping our show afloat. They do not go back into our pockets. And last but not least, we also have a YouTube channel where we have cool interviews like this one, like the one we had with Henny Wrestling. We have predictions episodes. Actually, we got a prediction episode coming up this Friday for Survivor Series. And
Yeah, work.
I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, those of y'all watching, Heel Mago is gonna be back, aka Michael Allen's gonna be back joining us, and hopefully his significant other, Sandy, is gonna be joining us as well for that. So y'all stay tuned for that as well. And with that being said, we just want to thank everybody tuning in tonight live. We really and truly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Couple shout outs. Shout out to G World and his dad. Shout out to Mo. Shout out to the wrestling guard, Henny, Joseph. All love, brother.
Awesome. Yeah, with that being said, we just want also shout out to I'm gonna piggyback off that. Shout out to Rob Bass and Kathy Knight. Couldn't be here tonight, but hopefully, we'll have them back on. We should have them back on for the prediction show. So for those of y'all that are missing them, no, I did not fire them. They're still employed with us here at Ringside Society, and they're not going anywhere. At least I hope not. Anyways, y'all definitely we're grateful for y'all that's checking in tonight, watching us. To those y'all that are gonna listen later on, we get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away. Well, like myself at the Golden Corral, we're not going anywhere for a while. So with that being said, we here at Ringside Society, we're very well aware to everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. We're definitely not just any podcast. We're the rest. So I'm gonna say that right now. One time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for wrestling is everything, and one time for Alex Best, aka 8 Diddy Take That.
You can't have
With
that because I'm not.
with the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. And with that being said, we'll be back this Friday with our WWE Survivor Series prediction episode. But until then, we just want y'all to do 4 favors for us. That's stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
Thank you, brother.